After predicting the outcome of the presidential and vice presidential debates through astrology and numerology, Merlin, aka Lloyd Strayhorn, joins us once again to offer his final prediction, the winner of the 2012 race for the White House. Thank you for joining us, Lloyd.
Thank you very much for having me back for this third interview on this very, very hot contested race. But before I continue, I want to thank you because actually as a result of being interviewed by you for the vice presidential debate and then the subsequent presidential debates of 2 and 3, I cannot tell you and begin to thank you for the tremendous response that I've got as a result. I've sent links here and there, and in fact, one of them was to Radio Griot, Gary Bird, who has a documented show for about 3 decades on WBLS and WLIB, and in fact, I've been on his show the last 3 weekends as a result of it. Then there's a station out in Chicago, a station out in Washington that's interviewed me. So I can't thank you enough, and I hope to do a good job on this final assessment or prediction, as people call it.
Congratulations! I'm very happy that.
No, that's putting everything in perspective. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to do it.
All right. With that said, I'd like to go into. Actually, before you give us your prediction with regard to who will be elected president on November 6th, I want to throw you a curveball. Now, we discussed this briefly in setting this interview up, but now I really want to delve in and get into one specific area regarding the election, and that is the Battleground States. And I was wondering if you might be able to give us, from a numerology perspective, and maybe even astrological perspective, the Battleground States of Ohio, Florida, and Virginia, and the history of these states and how the numbers in relation to these states may impact the election. Am I making sense?
It makes perfect sense to me because as an astro-numerologist, I combine the best of both worlds. And here's the interesting thing that these 3 that you mentioned, Ohio, Florida, and Virginia, have in common. Not only are they considered the main battleground states, and for which, by the way, looking at the news today, these are the 3 states that have President Obama ahead, which I think is interesting. However, what these 3 have in common is all are water sign states. In other words, Ohio is a Pisces, so you would think automatically it would go to Mitt Romney. Florida is a Pisces, you would think that would go. And Virginia is a Cancer. So in other words, Ohio was established on March the 1st of 1803, Florida, March the 3rd of 1848, and Virginia, June the 25th of 1788. And Virginia is the oldest of these 2 other states mentioned. However, when I looked at the zodiac signs and the cycles that they're going through their personal year, they're favoring more President Obama, although they're all water signs, and Mitt Romney is a water sign, so you would think right away that would be an automatic lock. But when you're looking at their personal cycles, for example, Ohio happens to be in a 9 universal year, which means it's heading into a 1 cycle. And 1 favors the zodiac sign of Leo, which is the president's zodiac sign. So Ohio, I think, is automatically going to go to the president. Then when I look at Florida, Florida happens to be in a 2 cycle, which means it's heading into a 3 personal year. Now, in all fairness, for those that don't understand how I'm making this assessment, it's very simple. I took the month and day of the state and added it to the year I wish to know about. So in the case of Ohio, I took March the 1st, added it to the year 2012, and those numbers add across to a single digit of a 9, which means dreams come true. However, I'm looking at the fact that these battleground decisions or whatnot are occurring in this month of October, which means that Ohio is in a 1 cycle month, which says it will be in a 1 cycle year as we enter 2013. And since 1 governs the sign of Leo, which governs the president's sign, I would say it's going to be automatic. Florida has always been a Republican stronghold, but I think this time around there's going to be a change with that. And especially for Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, because that one is going to be a case where it too, like Ohio, is going to be entering a 1 cycle year, which therefore favors the zodiac sign of President Obama, because the number 1 in astrology represents the sun, which governs the astrological constellation of Leo.
Okay, and for Florida, what is because you gave the numbers for the personal numbers for Ohio and the personal number for Virginia. Did you give one for Florida?
For Florida, it's going to be entering a 3 personal year, which favors the sign of Pisces, which is Mitt Romney's sign.
I see.
It favors Sagittarius, and it also favors anyone born on the 3rd, the 12th, which is Mitt Romney's birth number, the 21st and the 30th. So I suspect that out of the 3, the 2 that President Obama is going to win hands down is definitely going to be Ohio and Virginia. Florida, as you know, that's always been an issue, even when you go back to the election of 2000.
Well, I guess that's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Who will be elected president on November 6th? Based on your analysis, it's going to be President Barack Obama.
Yes, but even if you didn't ask me the curveball question about the Battleground States, and there are many like Colorado, North Carolina, but that's another point, that even if you did not ask me that question, astrologically and numerically speaking, it's still going to favor the president. Now, don't take my word for it, folks. You can do this yourself. What? In other words, on November the 6th, next week of 2012, when you add the month, November, the day, the 6th, and the year of 2012 together, it factors out to 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4. Well, on election day, it'll be therefore a 4 universal day, and President Obama just so happens to be born on the 4th of the month. And as I explained in my previous interview with you about those presidential debates, the opposition number to the 4 is the 3, and the opposition number to the 3 is the 4. So since that's going to be a 4 universal day, it means it's definitely going to oppose Mitt Romney's birth number, nothing personal, and it's going to oppose his zodiac sign as well. And then astrologically, the moon is going to be in the fixed sign on election day under the constellation of Leo, which happens to be the zodiac sign of President Obama. So when I look at the numbers and I look at the astrological considerations, without question, it favors President Obama.
As you know, women's issues are playing a pivotal role in this election.
Mm-hmm.
That being the case, I'm wondering who's more likely to get the female vote based on number compatibility.
Well, number compatibility, I would have to give that to President Obama. Why? Well, the even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. normally favors the female counterpart, where the odd numbers of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 tend to favor more the males. Give you an example. Mitt Romney is born on the 12th. 1 plus 2 is 3. All he has are sons. I think he has 5 sons.
Yes, he does.
Then if you look at President Obama, who's a 4, which is a female side of it, what does he have? 2 daughters. He's got his wife. He's got his grandmother there. Okay?
That's very interesting.
Yes. Had Mitt Romney had a daughter or 2, not just a wife, but as a daughter or 2, maybe he would be more flexible too.
All right, that's pretty much going to do it. I'd like to thank you once again for joining us here on From the G-Man. It's always a pleasure to get your insights and predictions.
And again, I want to thank you so much for the first 2 interviews of the vice presidential and presidential debates, because that has definitely created a lot of exposure. And I've been on radio shows from here to literally California, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and I can't thank you enough for giving me the opportunity to make that happen.
Thanks again.
Thank you, buddy.